All right, next phase. I'm finishing the porch floor. I got it wrapped around the tree. And I am finishing the walls. Now these walls are going to be 4 feet tall because I wanted to be able to look 360 degrees. So if you stand, I can see 360 degrees all around me. And this is the last section right here. I need to build a wall to finish that out. And it gives you the option of privacy. If you sit down, you have privacy. If you stand up, people can see you, but I'm kind of secluded out here, so it doesn't really matter. But I wanted to be able to look around. And when I build the roof, I'm going to have the eaves come fairly far down to keep the wind and the rain out of here, snow, and still be able to see out. But right now, though, I'm finishing up the porch, and I got to put posts in here, to have a railing around the porch, so you don't have to worry about falling off. And then this will be the living quarters. I made an extra wide door right here. I'm not going to have a door. It's going to be wide open. A doorway, I should say. And that allows me to sling a hammock from that oak over there to the big oak right here. So I'll have a hammock right here if I want it, and be in the shade and out of the rain. But anyway, right now my goal today is to finish this wall, which will give me 4 sides completed, and then I'll start focusing on the upright posts for the rails to go on the porch. And once I get that done, then I can move on to the roof. Now, this plywood here, it's the outside. If you look from down below, it's kind of in the ugly duckling phase because I've got plywood. The plywood serves 2 functions. First of all, it stiffens and strengthens this building dead solid. But secondly, what it's going to be doing is it's going to get covered up with my hand made shingles. So imagine everything you see in plywood will be covered in shingles. Then I'll have a cap right here to cover up this wood here, and then when the roof comes down, the roof will match the siding on the side of the treehouse, so it'll all blend together. So, but I didn't want to show you the outside of the treehouse just yet because it's kind of ugly, to be honest, because of the plywood. It doesn't match. But when I'm done, everything will match. Okay, I'm gonna stop here and get to work on this wall. And once I get this wall done, I'm gonna start on this rail system. All right, I got my last wall in. So now I've got my main quarters encapsulated, and now we're going to focus on getting this rail system in place. I've already got 1 post in, and all I'm doing is notching it and screwing it into the floor beam. Okay, and it's fairly simple. All I'm doing is coming up 8 inches, the depth of my floor beam. Okay, and this saw is set at like 2 1/8. That's the deepest it'll go. And that's all I need. And it's just a matter of cutting a bunch of slices through it, and you take that hammer and chisel, knock it out. Once I've got that shoulder cut, I don't need a guide at that point. Okay. I think that'll work. Okay, just got to put 3 more in, and that'll do it for that one. Okay, we're getting somewhere now. I've got the porch done. I've got my supports in all the way around the tree. And if you come back here, here's the main body of the treehouse. So I've got the beginning of the supports here and the handrail, and I still need to put a cap on here, which I just ran out of wood. So, but a cap will go on here over all this. Okay, but the porch is pretty much done. I left plenty of room for the tree to grow and to sway in the wind. And I had to mortise this piece into here, which is pretty strong. But okay, so right now I've got my shell. I've got my plywood again, which will be covered in shakes, and I need to put a cap on the railing. That'll be done. I'll put a cap on here to cover the shakes. Shakes will come up to here, and then cap onto that. And the body at that point will be done, except for the roof. Now, I've got the frame ready to receive the roof. So my next step is to start building the roof. So now, if you look at the thumbnail picture, right now the treehouse looks cooler on the inside than on the outside, and that's simply because I don't have the wood shakes on the outside. Once I get the wood shakes on, it'll look a whole lot better. But right now I'm just doing the structural bones to the treehouse. But getting this porch in really gives me a lot more square footage for the whole treehouse. It gives me room. I can, once the roof is on, I can be protected here. But in the meantime, I can have chairs out here and just relax. And as you can see, I've got a nice view. Okay, that'll be it for this video. And my next video will be when I start building the roof. I'll see you then.